Well, God bless you and welcome. My name is Fred Grant, and I'm here to do a short teaching series on the reason that there are so many versions of the gospel of Jesus Christ. The good news about Jesus Christ is a big subject, and it's one that has been approached in many different ways over the course of history. Various doctrines have been taught concerning the only begotten Son of God and his purposes. Many people disagree about the truth because they differ in what they believe about God. So for some, truth is situational, and in many cases, they can just have their own truth. I personally believe that truth does not and cannot change, and that there is only one truth, and that the truth has been revealed by God to man in various ways, the main two being the Bible and Jesus Christ. It is somewhat difficult to separate the two because the Bible is all about Jesus, and Jesus is a living declaration of the Bible. I have come to believe that the Bible is the framework for life, and that understanding and adhering to its precepts, which are of a spiritual nature, are vital for life as God intended it. I'm thankful for the opportunities that I have had to learn so many principles from the Bible, and that God has allowed me to continue learning more about the treasures of his love, grace, and mercy. I will assume that you are here because you are interested in finding out more about God and his Son. I believe the only reason, the only purpose for teaching the Bible is to bring deliverance to people that hear it, and that the Bible contains everything necessary to answer all questions about the meaning, purpose, and direction of life, and that it brings assurance and peace to those who find the answers. There are two reasons that I find it necessary to do this teaching of the Bible. The first is that I believe that it is God who has given me the desire to share the things that he has shared about himself in his word. And to ignore that would be to ignore his calling for my life. The second reason is that to keep it to myself would be ignoring the call of God to love others. If I didn't believe the things that I am going to share are the truth, then I would not be communicating them. God's will, as stated in 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4, is for all men to be saved and to come to a knowledge of the truth. I will do my best to explain the scriptures as clearly as I can, as it is his will for you to know the truth, which is the power unto salvation to the uttermost. There's a considerable variation in understanding of the scripture, resulting in many versions of the gospel. There are hundreds, indeed thousands, of living and dead theologians who have spent many days, weeks, months, and years of study in the scriptures. And many of them don't agree with each other or with the things that I will share. I do not mean in any way to demean or devalue the study of the scripture, because according to God, the author, life itself is in his word. I believe the main reason there are so many different versions of the gospel is that the Bible describes God differently than many people want him to be. Because most people form their image of God according to what they have learned from fallible men, many varied and faulty images are communicated and believed. It would be pretty easy for you to find someone to tell you about God who is better looking, more well-spoken, more educated or credentialed, or more established in an organization than I am. Some of the things that I may say may be new or different for many people compared to what they are used to, but I believe with my whole heart that I am moved to speak on God's behalf. I pray that He persuades you to hear me out and to test the things that I say against the Scriptures themselves. To begin the journey, I will explain to you what God tells us in His Word about His own nature. Coming up next.